Disney is known for its amazing real-life animatronics that actually keep getting better and better. But Disney doesn't always use their best animatronics only for the rides. They also create some amazing ones for the queue line so we can start having fun even before entering the ride. So, today we'll talk about 5 of the most impressive animatronics we can find in queue lines at Disney parks. Rocket Raccoon, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. In 2016, Disney announced that the fan-favorite Twilight Zone Tower of Terror would sadly be replaced by a ride based on one of the best movie franchises of all the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hi, I'm Joe Rohde, and I'm here to tell you about this exciting new addition to Disney California Adventure, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
This caused an uproar between Disney park fans all over. After all, Tower of Terror was an amazing ride, but even though fans were worried and skeptical about this big change, Disney did it again. Imagineers created a super fun ride that became an instant favorite, for a lot of people at least. The ride tells the story of how the Collector had captured the Guardians of the Galaxy, and how he is displaying them on his collection for people to see. The Guardians are obviously not too happy with that, and of course, Rocket Raccoon escapes his cell to be able to save his friends.
Of course I escaped!
During the pre-show queue, we are taken to the Collector's private office, where he's supposed to explain to us the rules and what we're about to see in his collection. The video starts, but suddenly is interrupted by none other than our favorite trash panda, Rocket. We can only see his tail at first, but as soon as he mutes the video, he appears. Rocket is an awesome animatronic with very lifelike movements and expressions. He tells us about the mission and asks to help, and then he's gone. But not before taking Quill's Walkman first.
I'm gonna take this!
But Rocket is not the only animatronic we can find in Tedden's collection. Before entering the pre-show, in the queue line, we can find many of the Collector's treasures, some living, dead, and inanimate objects that he has on display for tourists. Among these objects, we can find Cosmo, who is a test dog from the Russian space program before being captured by the Collector for his museum. We can also find some Vilus. These bird-like specimens are especially cool because they are interactive. They can be quite responsive, friendly, and outgoing, as they respond to noises and movement around them, but they can also become shy and introverted. Navi Avatar, Flight of Passage.
I don't know if I can even express how it feels to see something that I imagined suddenly made physically real. We're literally on Pandora.
Pandora, the world of Avatar, opened back in 2016, and it is one of the most immersive lands of any Disney parks. It's got floating mountains, alien wildlife, and bioluminescent plants all around. Set 100 years after the events of the movie, this land has 2 main attractions, Avatar Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey. Both attractions are amazing, but today we'll be taking a look at Flight of Passage. This ride is a 3D motion simulator that links us to a Navi avatar so we can ride a Banshee and take part in an important rite of passage through an aerial tour of the planet. As impressive as the ride is, our journey begins way before we hop onto the Banshee itself. Because long lines were obviously expected for the rides in Pandora, Imagineers created a whole attraction into the queue line itself. Not only does the queue tell us a story of the ride, but it also reveals centuries of Pandora's history. Our journey begins with an uphill trek through the landscape and rockwork where we can see waterfalls, bridges, and the floating mountains. Then we enter a cave where all the Banshees are honored in paintings on the cavern walls. Although the Resource Development Administration has long gone, we can find a lot of evidence of their past presence as we keep walking in the queue. But nowadays, the Pandora Construction Initiative has taken over and are working to reverse habitat destruction and to study the mountain banshees. When we get into the lab, we can see the research they are doing into water purification, habitat restoration, and the wider Pandora ecosystem. There are some amazing special effects going on in this part of the queue, and all of them are physical with no screens to be seen. But the most impressive one is an avatar, suspended in a tank. For a moment, you might think that it is just an ordinary prop, but if we take a closer look, we can see that it is actually a pretty complex animatronic that stimulates some involuntarily movements on the motor system, like little ticks in its hands, feet, tail, and even full body. This huge animatronic is suspended in a tank and connected to several systems that are accompanied by screens where we can see all its vital signs. It helps us take a look at the avatars who we're supposed to be connected to be able to fly the Banshee. Pretty cool, right? Buzz Lightyear attractions. Buzz Lightyear has got a ride in every Disney resort in the world, except Hong Kong, where it is currently being replaced by Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle. The ride has a different name in each park, but the plot and characters are the same. This attraction is equal parts shooting gallery and dark ride where, using an Omnimover system, we board a space vehicle with laser pistols and we start our mission. Inside the ride, we encounter many cool animatronics and targets we're supposed to shoot to earn points. The story of the ride is that evil Emperor Zurg is attempting to steal the batteries used to power the space vehicles of the Little Green Men. So, the Star Command has sent raw recruits to try and stop Zurg from achieving his plan. How do we know about this mission? Well, Buzz Lightyear himself can be found in the queue line, letting recruits know about our mission and how to stop Zurg. This audio animatronic Buzz is featured with a giant Etch-a-Sketch, or a Viewmaster depending on the ride. Here he lets us know that the mission consists of destroying Zurg's secret weapon with our blasters. While his body is audio animatronic, Buzz's face is actually a screen with a projection of computer animation, allowing a better lip sync and more expressive features, making him look like a more realistic representation of the character from the films. C-3PO, R2-D2, and the other droids. Star Tours, the adventure continues.
With more than 50 different adventures, you never know where you'll go. Star Tours, new in 3D.
Star Tours The Adventure Continues is an awesome simulator that takes us on a turbulent excursion trip across the galaxy. The ride uses state-of-the-art technology like digital 3D videos and in-cockpit special effects and music. But just because the ride itself is a flight simulator, that doesn't mean the Imagineers didn't work in some of their audio animatronic magic. It all starts in the queue line, where we're space tourists inside a spaceport terminal. We can find posters advertising trips to different planets, a scene informing ride statuses and weather forecasts, and some more advertisements promoting the benefits of booking flights with Star Tours. And we can also find lots of animatronics here. Of course, what catches our eyes first are the C-3PO and R2-D2 animatronics that we find as soon as we enter the queue. They seem to be making the final adjustments to the Starspeeder 1000 we're about to board. Then, even though not many people notice them, we can find two Mon Calamari officers interacting with each other in a control room above a hangar at the spaceport. Also, Imagineers are known for hiding Easter eggs all around the parks, and the Star Tours queue is no different. Just as we enter the cargo bay, we can find Captain Rex, the Starspeeder pilot from the original Star Tours attraction, who, in accordance with the timeline, has not been used yet, and is, therefore, being sent back to a factory as defective. He occasionally has a power surge and delivers a line from the original attraction. We can also find two G2 droids, who interact with guests as they conduct their tasks. G29T is processing the passenger's luggage on a scanning system that shows the contents to the guests waiting in the queue. This is pretty cool, because inside the luggage we can find many references, gags, and in-jokes relating to Star Tours, Disney, and Pixar films. Then we find G214, the security droid. He is quite rude and gets yelled at for insulting guests and telling them things about Star Tours' rough past. Mr. Potato Head, Toy Story Midway Mania. Toy Story Midway Mania is a super fun ride, where we board spinning carts that take us through 5 different minigames based on classic carnival games. We throw eggs with Ham and Buttercup, throw darts with Rex and Trixie, we break plates by throwing baseballs with the Green Army Men, we toss rings on the Little Green Men, and then we play a suction cup shooting game with Jessie and Woody. At the end of the game, the person who hit the most targets and got the most points wins. This ride's interactive nature is what makes it so fun. It is one of the most technologically sophisticated attractions that Disney has developed. But that's not all. In the queue line, we can find a pretty big Mr. Potato Head animatronic that interacts with guests that are passing by.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Right this way to Toy Story Midway Mania!
The animatronic, just like the ride, is one of the most advanced animatronic figures created by Imagineers. The programming for Mr. Potato Head took longer than that of any other figure before, and it also says more lines than any other animatronic, and not only that, but it also interacts with guests through pre-recorded snippets of dialogue. In addition to all this, Mr. Potato Head is the first animatronic that can remove a body part and reattach it while working. He is able to remove his ear and then put it back in its place. Its eyes can look directly at a specific guest when speaking to the person, and when he is talking, the mouth appears to form words and vowels as it moves. Isn't it impressive? What do you think of these animatronics? Any other ones you would like to add to the list? Let us know in the comments so you can be featured in our next video. If you like the channel, check out our online store where we have lots of products with cool designs like these. Follow the link in the description, and also be sure to check out our Instagram page for a behind the scenes look on Fastpass Facts. See you next time!